I'm going to be training knife fighting martial arts, and this is a training device. Empty supplement bottle, niacin. Vitamin B3 supplement bottle, which I've hanged on a string. I've used it for boxing training before. Knife fighting training. It's a way to practice hitting a small. This is my cold steel mini dag device. See, so this actually translates to good knife fighting ability. This is good training, because if you're targeting the neck or the eye sockets, for example, when I stab into the eyes or the neck, if in a fight and the person is moving, you're practicing if the person is moving at you, attacking, connect them with the neck, which is a small moving target, or whatever other part. It could be the wrist or the head or something else that's moving. So you're practicing connecting with a small target in motion. And I have this here, which simulates an eye, okay, roughly the size of a human eye. Now that's a tall order to be hitting that. But I'm gonna try. So you can use this to practice defense and offense. For example, here, this could be a punch. You can use it to practice head movement. You can use it to practice parrying, all kinds of stuff. What it is, 1, 2, punch cut, and then connect with a stab. 1, 2. See, 1, 2. Successful 1, 2s. First I hit it with a punch cut, it makes it swing, and then connect with it on the rebound with a stab. Also, the string at the bottom actually helps, because when my arm is here and the string hits my arm, there could be upward attacks, and if it's hitting my arm, it's not hitting my face. See? Don't try this at home. Macros is good. Here's a combo like to practice. We'll use 1, 2, punch cut, this is the reverse grip. Punch with the blade. Follow up with a stab, so it's slash stab combo. So the slash could be from here, and then stab like this, or it could be here, slashing from here, return with a stab here. It can be any angle. It can be a slash, a punch cut at this angle, slide off, and then this follow-up stab can be pretty much anywhere. You can use this for boxing training as well, podcast training. Look at this. I'm gonna attack with this upper stab. See, from here, I can drop it down and then shoot it up like this. Hit it. See, so notice it's the same size. This is practice. So if you're getting better at connecting with this ball, which is this large, moving, that helps to connect with a human moving at you, and the neck is about this big, or the hand. Don't try this at home. Switch the grip, this, the X cuts, which means cutting like an X from here, here, 1, 2. You do it high, low, wide, tight, all kinds of ways. See, I almost got hit. Now almost doesn't count. It would have definitely hit if I didn't move my head. Good accuracy. That was cut this room. Deployment is also important. One of the most important steps of knife fighting training is deployment, rapid deployment. Kind of worst case scenario. And how I was cutting it now. It's inside the comb pocket, having the sheet inside the comb pocket, and having it under the belt, see, which is secure with tension, and it makes it kind of difficult to draw it. So from here, first step becomes lifting the shirt, second step, and then I added a second step because I was using all of these two fingers. So if I break down the steps, I've been able to pull nice pretty fast. If I want to teach the skill, it becomes breaking down. But here it is. And that's pretty damn fast. Less than half a second, I'd say, from beginning the deployment to having delivered an attack. So that's an acceptable time right there. And it's kind of worst case scenario because it's here, belt, which is giving traction on the handle. There's a belt here, it's in a comb pocket, and it's covered by 2-3 shirts, see, which interfere with the deployment. So now I break down the technique. So it becomes 1, lifting the shirt, 1, with the non-drawing hand. 2, making contact with the handle. 3, pulling. And possibly, it could be the 4th step of going from a bad grip to a good grip. Because sometimes the drawing grip is not a good stabbing grip. For example, if I end up using 2 fingers here and holding on to it like this, obviously this is not good for cutting or stabbing. So if I end up with a bad grip like this, like the drawing grip, is this. It adds a second step of going from a non-good grip to a good grip. If I end up with like this, for example, this, or from here to here, see. So sometimes, depending on the knife, how you carry it, once you deploy it, you have a bad grip, which adds a step of going from a bad grip to a good grip. And what's a good grip? A good grip is you should be able to receive and deliver force with the grip that you're having. Which means if the drawing grip ends up being this, or I have just this, if I stab with this, I'm more likely to lose it. If somebody kicks or hits this somehow, it's easier for me to drop the knife. So a good grip is a grip where I'm ready to deliver and receive force to the blade. Okay. So if I have this grip, I end up drawing it like this for some reason. It becomes acquiring a proper grip, either like this or like this, say. So if you're carrying the weapon covertly, and this can be appendix, it can be here, it can be there. If I have it like this, for example, in the middle, now I already know that this way of carrying it with this knife, I can prep it and prime it more by having like a string and it's attached to something. Like for example, I could use a rubber band here that goes to the belt, or a pant loop, for example. See, so one of these holes here could go through the belt loop, and it's like a string here, which means if I pull it at a certain point, it's gonna give resistance and come free. Now this is also kind of worst case scenario, which is like inside a waistband, non-securely attached, which makes it more likely that you have this failure to free the weapon, like this. See, and I pull it, I got like it's a partial, I got it out, but it's still in the sheet, which means stab with this is not going to be the same, and slash with it's not going to be the same. Now that can be good to practice too. So having it like this, one of the most likely like failures to get the weapon is getting the weapon out, but the sheet is still on. Okay. Which adds a second step of deployment, and that can be good to drill too. So I go here, I got the whole sheet, and it becomes free in the blade from the sheet here. Now another way I can do it is to go here, grab onto the sheet with the left hand, and I create like the traction with tension of the sheet with this hand. Okay, because my hand is going here anyway to free the handle. Okay, so a lot of times it's like how you break it down is simply making the handle accessible. Okay, is the first step, because it's non-accessible. I can't touch the hand of the knife. Okay, so making it touchable. Okay, touching it, and then pulling it, and it's like, oh, we had that failure. That's the second step of pulling it. So here's another way to carry this, obviously. Here, and it's less likely to have the same problem. Now this is not as covert because it's kind of poking out a little bit here. Depends on what you're wearing. Here. Here's another. I've called this tongue-in-cheek assassin's carry before, where you have it inside of the arm. That's not a covert carry. Now don't try any of this at home, okay? But here's another carry method. Sweatband, okay, here. And then, see, it's here. It's like, what time is it? Time to die, motherfucker. That's what time it is. Boom, 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 boom. You leaking, bitch. Boom, 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 boom. You're gonna be dead. Ah! Okay. And it was satisfying. So here's the point. So, okay. So it's, oh, what time is it? Time to die, motherfucker. Run! Blood sacrifice, bitch. Okay? So it's like I'm sorry. I've been watching too many Christian pastors talking to me. And some of these things rub off on me. So anyway, here's the point. Do the Bible Church and others. I think so anyway, here's the point. Here's another way to carry it. In here. So here's another way. How I carry this. I like this knife. Cold steel mini dagger. It's a knife that one of the strengths is how small it is, which means you can carry it all kinds of ways. You can carry it in the boot, in the socket, in a pocket, any pocket pretty much. So it's like you can carry it in all kinds of ways. You could have it in a purse, you could have it in a fanny pack. It fits in a lot of things. And so it's small enough to be easily concealable. And it's small enough for you to have many options of how to carry it. Like inside this type of pocket, that type of pocket. You don't have to have like cargo pants with super big pockets, but it's even like tighter stuff. So in this, see, this is the coin pocket of the jeans, like the small pocket on the right side of the jeans. A lot of jeans have this, and it's pretty much to the hilt, to the finger guard down there. So that's another way to carry it. And if you have your pants high enough and the shirt big and low enough, you have that's a concealed carry method where it's right there, and then now it's right here. Now, a more secure way to carry it, meaning less likely you lose the knife, is to have the belt over the handle. So same carry method inside the coin pocket, only with the belt over, and it's more secure. So it's small enough to be easily concealable and carried in a lot of ways, and it's big enough to be a problem. Meaning it's the blade is long enough to be able to reach like major blood vessels in the body, and like get deep enough in the body to cause serious damage with thrust and things like this. And the blade is long enough to where if it's sharp, you can cut, slash with it pretty well. And for punch cutting, this is one of my favorite grips. Here, and the thumb at the bottom. And this knife is especially good for the thumb at the bottom because it has this flat thumb rest here with some shock, like cushioning, because it's a rubbery material. Here is another knife. And this is a knife that the sheath broke when I was training with it. So what I did here, there's a piece of duct tape that makes it a little more secure. But in an emergency, pulling it hard is gonna free it. But it's giving enough retention where it's not gonna fall out as easily. Say it's giving it enough retention, but not too much, which means this piece of tape here, if I pull on it, it's gonna come loose. It also keeps it from rattling. So this is a Fiskars knife, utility knife, and you can use it as a size comparison, finger guard to finger guard. You know, and this is stronger blade for stabbing. This is more like to bend at the tip or at the tip break off if you stab the bone or something like this. This is a stronger knife. Has a double finger guard too. One of the strengths of this is how light it is. Here's one grip you can use, dagger grip. And I like the pink at the bottom. So this is another grip you can use for this knife. The thumb here, pink at the bottom. Then you can cut like this. See, the thumb is here. And this is at the bottom, if you stab with it. I have engraved it, custom engraving. It says Hebrews 4:12, head 4:12 on it. This one, I like to engrave, I engrave this too. This one says, wow, okay. It has all kinds of stuff. Yeah. That's another way to deploy it. There's all kinds of ways you can open the knife. You can open it one-handed. Yeah, so what I was getting to, this knife I can carry inside of any pocket, even sweatpants pockets, and it stays in there. And I've tested it, meaning heavy in the sweatpants pocket. Just sweatpants, which I have under these denim pants here. And it doesn't come out. It's like I'm going to bed with it in the, went to sleep with it, have it in there, I can sleep with it in there, it doesn't come out. It's not like flying on the floor, like under the bed when I wake up. So it stays in there and it's easy to carry in the pocket of whatever pants you're carrying. Fucking pieces of shit do the Bible church threatening that are gonna make my mother bleed and then saying, and you want us to do to add insult to injury. The worker from Pogana has cut my mother with a bladed weapon and also used a metal object to stab into my body to give me a tooth infection. That's another thing the Poga's done to me. Where they got a dentist at my appointment, instructed the Poga holding my tooth to give me a tooth infection, which could be heart attacks and strokes. That's what these Dentopic Explorer stainless steel instrument used to pierce my body for possibly to fatal effect. Okay, that's been done to me by this program. They recruit 5 markets to show up in the supermarket to harass me, and the bulk of the time is psychological warfare. And then intermittently they've been doing things to attack me physically or my loved ones. Imagine that, this like Scott Johnson. I wonder how he would react if someone went to hunt down his wife and shot her in the foot and then go, yeah, he wants us to do. Say, okay. I wonder how he would react, how he would feel about that. If somebody went to like shoot his wife in the foot which is similar to me being a Christian, and the program they work with the Bible Church has threatened to hurt my mom and make her bleed as a sacrifice before they make good on the threats and make sure my mom has an accident, a beauty salon, a slip with a scalp and cut in the foot. And how would he feel about if somebody came and shot his wife in the foot, okay, and then go, yeah, you want us to do it. It's your fault. You want us to do it. See, you made the choice for that to happen to your wife, to add insult to injury. See, so anyways, the point. There's been a lot of mischief, but if any mischief follows, don't is that the law was not made for righteous men, but for cutters of mothers in the foot, for shedders of innocent blood, for men stealers. See, strike for life. See, I am an avenger of blood, understand. This is part of me that will never rest until I see vengeance and wrath and justice upon people that have done things to me, understand. I'm gonna keep fighting until I'm satisfied, understand. There's a part where this program has hurt me physically, even my loved ones, where I'm gonna keep until there's justice. I'm not going to rest. Do you understand? I'm not going to. Which is most of it I'm channeling into making videos, ranting about how evil the targeting is. Okay. But it's like there's certain things that, and do you know how disgusting that is? The targeting, the gang stalk I've been targeted with, where that's part of how do the Bible Church and Rafink Arnold churches that work for the program, they were communicating these veiled threats against me, which was part of psychological warfare a long time. That we're gonna hurt your mother, make you bleed as a blood sacrifice. That's one of the psychological warfare tactics the gang stalking persecution program used on me for years. Was that we're gonna hurt your mother, we're gonna make you bleed, it's blood sacrifice. And it's like, you want us to. I go, I don't want to do it, leave it alone. Yeah, you want us to do it, okay. It's like, yeah, you remember when that neighbor asked you how you liked the weather today? Yeah, they were asking, could you agree to sacrifice your mother? It's your choice, we're gonna hurt your mother, and you agree to this type of stuff they've been doing to me, understand? The founding fathers of America were ready to kill people for taxing the tea. Okay, how do you think that they would feel if the tyranny was to the level it's been to me, where I don't have the freedom to go out in public without millions of tyrants showing up to harass me and threaten me and abuse me and intermittently spray me with chemicals after telling me I'm a cockroach and they're spraying for bugs, the dehumanization, things like this. See, how do you think that they would react? They were ready to take up arms and kill people for less. Okay, whereas the tyrants that I'm talking with, this gang stalking persecution point that the deep state have cut my mother in the foot, threatened terroristic threats against my loved ones, hurt me physically in ways where I have permanent damage. They've attacked me physically, poisoned me. They told me that you're a cockroach in psychological warfare. You're a cockroach and we're spraying for cockroaches. Same program that like tells me the humanization, I'm a cockroach, a bug, has people sometimes spraying with chemicals out in public, covertly, okay? How do you think the founding fathers, oh, Mike, you're a bad guy because you like the founding fathers, that's livid about this type of tyranny. Whereas the founding fathers were willing to take up arms and kill people for a lot less. It's like these tyrants want to tax our tea and kind of have us not be that free, okay? And it wasn't like, well, they don't have, the tyranny is that they can't be out in public without King George Minions spraying them with chemicals or showing up at the market to buy apples. We're going to murder your mother boy or something like this. See, this, that they can't go outside in public without things like this happening to them, okay? And then they get mad. No, it was a lot less than that, see? So, okay. So yeah, it's like, I'm really upset about this. I'm really upset about this. Those that can get you to believe absurdities, get you to commit atrocities. A big part of the targeting is the smear campaign, where they lie to people about the target, and the smear campaign is justify the targeting. And I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I don't give a flying fuck. So. Yeah, I'm a target of gang stalking, which is secret persecution program. And part of that, it's what is gang stalking? It's a secret persecution program, similar to Sursetson. And there's people that are paid to target me. So gang stalking is not just harassment, it's not just abuse. It's harassment. There's physical and psychological targeting. It's physical and psychological targeting. Yeah, so yeah. I wonder if the little Bible church who live streams public to the YouTube channel would be doing things like this if I lived in Duluth and had a gun at home. Understand? If they'd be communicating threats that were going to sacrifice your mother, boy, blood sacrifice before the people they communicate these threats for make good on it. I wonder if they were doing that if I lived in Duluth and had a gun. Okay? And I would show up in church and be like, bang, understand? Like that's, I guess that they might be concerned about that happening to them. And that might prevent them doing things like this if that was the case. Understand? And it's like, I wouldn't feel like that. It's like, do you understand? I'm not threatening that. I'm not saying that should happen, but I do think that they would be less likely to do that. Like communicate this stuff. I'm a Swedish target with this in Sweden. And they've been communicating as a church threats that my mother was made to bleed as a sacrifice before the people that they've been communicating these false threats will make good on them and cut my mother, make her bleed, which could have led to an amputation or death because she's diabetic. So foot injuries a lot of times more likely require amputation of the leg in diabetics. I wonder if they'd be doing things like this if I was living in Duluth and I had a gun at home, because maybe they think, well, this guy might show up while we're live and fucking blow our brains to pieces. Or like, oh, there's Scott Johnson's wife. Shoot her in the foot. He asked me to do it. He wanted me to do it. Hey, why did you do it, Long Gunman Nutjob? Because Scott Johnson made a deal with me. He wanted me to shoot his wife in the foot. As a sacrifice, blood sacrifice. It's his fault. See, I only did what he told me to do. Okay? It'd be like exactly what you did to a man, a Christian man, and his Christian mother, understand? I think that they'd be concerned about this type of stuff, understand? Most likely that's why they wouldn't do it, understand? I don't think they would do that, understand? But there's people working for the same program that I will run into physically here in Sweden, understand? And it's up to me how polite I am to them, understand? And I'm very angry about this, understand? I'm very angry about what's been happening to me with this gang stalking persecution. They have attacked me too. I got shot in the leg. So I would recommend you, if you live in Oxelösund, Sweden, to not take orders to join the program and be one of those people that shows up and get told to do a little skit, street theater or something like this around me. There's like psychological warfare is what you're going to need to do for this gang stalking persecution program. Because you're working for a program, if you do, that has attacked me physically before, threatened me to hurt me again, which means it's the same thing. Like if I would run into a cop, here's a person that works for the Swedish police department that has threatened me that they're going to hurt me in the future. See? And that changes things. Like you're a person who represents an agency that another cop has told me in the future it might not be that pleasant for you to run into a cop. I have every reason to think this guy might attack me in a moment, understand? Because I've been threatened before and I've seen him break the law and things like this. Okay. Whatever, here's the point. Yeah, so anyway, here's the point. This program has attacked me physically. So I don't care if you go, well, I'm not telling you to, I'm not the guy poisoning you, something like this. I don't give a shit. If you join this program, and I can tell you're an agent by what you're saying or doing, You're an enemy fucking combatant that is working for a program that's attacked me physically before. Do you understand? It's like you're part of the war effort. So this program has attacked me physically before. It's not just psychological warfare. They've attacked me physically before, which means one way they attack me physically is when I go to the dentist. They got the dentist targets for receptors in purpose, incorrect medical treatment on purpose. They got a dentist put up to give me a tooth infection on purpose. That's what I believe. It's like I got a dental appointment booked. They get to the dentist, be like, your job is to poke a hole in his tooth and give him an infection. That's what I think. I know that she poked a hole in my tooth, give me a tooth infection. And everything else, when they had placed a dead rat outside dental clinic, like the psychopathic, like mocking the victim, was like, I understand, like it's like we got this plan to get the target, get the dentist, give him a tooth infection, which we know can lead to heart attacks and strokes. Leave a dead animal outside the clinic, some kind of message when he leaves, and it's like that's what we've done to you. We're giving you something that's gonna make you die. Okay, this type of stuff. They've also tried to make me have accidents in the ICA supermarket. So anyway, that's the point. Yeah, I don't think that the Bible Church would be doing what they're doing to somebody who was armed in the same city as them. I don't think they would. So anyway, and that's what the Bible Church has done to me for this persecution program. Same program has attacked my mother and me physically. They were one of many churches that were communicating veiled threats that my mother would be hurt and made to bleed as a sacrifice. Satanic ritual abuse cancels that. That's what they've been doing to me. And where I think on. And yeah, anyway, gang stalking is real, and hopefully sooner or later it will get exposed. Gang stalking is real, and hopefully sooner or later it will get exposed. So, what have they done? Here's a few things they've done to hurt me physically. Sprayed me with chemicals when I go outside. The program has cars with covert devices where they can drive past it, push a button, and spray a chemical on it. They also did this when I was in a restaurant once. So it's like I don't have the freedom to go out and eat, okay? So I went to the Asian buffet restaurant. I sent a group of perps in, stand next to my table. One of them had a fucking spy gadget in the hand, sprayed a chemical on my face next to my table covertly, okay? And I didn't see the cops come in and arrest them, okay? But the cops will harass me because I'm doing good. They'd be a terror to good works because they're not doing the job of stopping gang stalking, okay? So if I as a citizen is working to reprove the unfruitful works of darkness, this evil tuning going on, murdering people without due process, abusing people against the law of the land. It's like the government is like, get it right, the government is doing these evil things. Government gang stalking. Swedish police are in on it. They show up and they come, they don't send two guys here or security guards, okay? They send a SWAT team to come get me. You better believe they wouldn't be that easy to get me if I had an AR in here. Understand? So the reason that they've been able to abuse me so much is because I don't have the firepower that they have. Okay? Do you understand? But anyway, the cops are not holding the hands of the perps every time I'm in the supermarket. I'm going to have a filthy, ugly whore do a little skit last time I was there. That's like the disgusting, understand? Like the abuse that I had to do. Like I go to the supermarket, they had this little street theater skit there, like a group of people, and they're doing things to make me feel abused and mocked. And they have a group of people, and I cut through the crowd. They do a little skit, it's bullying up to be abused. And I walk and cut through the crowd, look the bitch in the eyes, goes, huh? What? Or stuff like this. And they didn't like do anything about it. So I'm not scared about some little group of fucking filthy whores standing there abusing me, because if I'm this close to you, you're lucky you got away with a bad look, understand? I go, what? Okay. And you didn't do shit, you bitch. And I have pictures of you at working for ICA supermarket where I've been abused by the staff with directed speech before. So that can really help get the word out. ICA, Kvantum, Oxelösund, personalen trakasserar människor åt helvetes brand. That can help me get the word out in Sweden by gang stalking, if I need to understand. I have saved the short of that little skit of that woman who's working for the ICA supermarket here. I have that, understand? Okay? You filthy fucking animals. So anyway, here's the point. I don't like being abused, understand? So I've been harassed and abused in all kinds of ways. People are told to target me, but what is the point? I've been sprayed in the face with chemicals and go to the supermarket. Meaning that's part of the gang stalking persecution. It's not fucking directed entry weapons or other things. It's getting, they have covert devices, understand? Like something they can hold that they can spray a chemical on it. They use that on me. When I'm sitting and eating, they have a group of perps come in next to my table and spray a chemical on me. That's assault. That's a crime. You understand? And why are they doing this? Because the government state persecution program called gang stalking put up to do it. There was a time to make me have accidents before in supermarkets. And it's like, since it's spying on, it's like, we know that it takes this way to buy the bird seed. It's been this long since I bought bird seed, so either this time or the next time is going to go this route to get the bird seed, put something slippery there, try to make have a slip and fall accident, this type of stuff. And then the Swedish government, the police are not doing their job, see. They're not doing their job. So when I make the videos, live stream, it's kind of obvious what's going on. It's kind of obvious what's going on. Where they go, I just like this. I'm really not happy about this. Understand? I'm really not happy about it. So it's like I used to go live, and I go Max out live, total video, and I would be getting the word about gang stalking, this state persecution program. And what does the government act like? Like I've been speaking the truth, see? The government doesn't want the word to get out, see? Gang stalking or total videos is real. The government doesn't want the word to get out. So I go live, use my freedom of speech legal right to live stream in public, which is not fucking illegal, to get the word about gang stalking. And the description is expose gang stalking. And the government doesn't want the word to get out. And what does the Swedish government act like? Like they don't want the word to get out. Or they show up harassing you, putting the pressure on, interfering with your live stream. So outside walking live stream, you get a word on, I'm a persecuted Christian, we're talking with a secret persecution program called gang stalking. And it's like the cops show up and like, hey, stop filming, why you film or something like this. Say, run interference on it to put pressure on me. And it's legal to live stream. Yeah, so the Swedish tyrannical government have really crossed lines, understand? They're really crossing the lines. The Bible Church is one of these gang stalking churches, and where I think Arnold is also part of this. Yeah, so part of the talking is what is gang stalking? Gang stalking is very fucking real, and yes, I'm cussing, a piece of shit. Gang stalking is real. Most online tiers are not. Government gang stalking, I call it government to clarify, because that's part of the disinfo counterintelligence agent is like spread disinfo about who's behind it. It's not the government, like this, which is so retarded. and stupid. Something like this couldn't go on for 10 plus years in America without the FBI and the DHS and the CIA knowing about it. And if they've had knowledge and haven't lifted their finger to stop it, it means they want it to happen, which shows, do you understand, like this logic? If government gang soccer tornadoes is real and happening in America and Sweden, and if it's been going on for more than 10 years, then it logically follows that the government would have awareness of it. And if you look at what the government been doing, that shows that they help to cover it up because they're not talking about it. They're not like we're investigating gang soccer tornadoes happening in this country or work to shut it down. So the fact that they have knowledge is covering it up, not talk about it, and not doing anything to stop it, shows that they have awareness and they are complicit. They want it to happen. So yeah, so what else? Yeah, gang stalk is real. Gang stalk tornadoes is real. It's very real. And I'm the best person. Most online TS are fakes in Sweden and America. Most of them are fucking fakes. And most fakes, 9 out of 10 TS are fake. 9 out of 10 fakes are crazy talkers, which means they'll be engaging in one form of crazy talk or another to help discredit and cover up gang stalkers. Be like either spiritual crazy talk or technological crazy talk. Say, it's like, yeah, gang stalk, it's spirits attacking you. That'd be spiritual crazy talk. Or gang stalk and they're talking with brain reading machines in outer space, something like this. Okay, this is like crazy talk. So the reason why a lot of people don't believe in gang stalking is because it works on most people. Perception management. Control public perception on the topic of gang stalking by having a lot of fake torn videos active online, making it sound really nutty. Understand? So, yeah, I'm a TI, I got brain chip implant, reading my mind with satellites. See, and like most TIs are that type of TI, and they have a job to be like that. So it's like if people search gang stalker torn videos, they're not gonna hear people like me talk about being harassed and like targeted physically in this and that way. No, it's gonna be crazy talk. It's gonna be, yeah, we target physically with direct energy weapons, satellites out of space or something like this. So yeah, gang stalk is real. Most online TS are not, and the deep state control this one from behind the scenes. Now, most people are so blind and deceived and ignorant that it's really hard to wake people up. A lot of Christian Americans haven't even woken up to 9/11 inside job yet. There's a lot of Christians that haven't woken up to 9/11 inside job yet. They still like believe the official story. There's like, it was terrible. They flew planes into the towers and that brought on the towers. That's what happened. And they haven't realized it was a deep state that still controlled this country. They planned 9/11 in advance and then pulled it off. I gotta finish up. I'm gonna have to update my YouTube app. I'm having some weird bugs. Yeah, I'm gonna end the live stream. 3, 2, 1, go.